In this video tutorial, I'm going to take a look at working with fonts and text in Dreamweaver. In a previous tutorial, we had set a rule for our heading 1 text up here in the header div. And to take a look at that, see what we did, I'm going to simply click on the CSS Designer panel, open it up, and take a look at the rule for header H1. You can see here we set, if you look at the text properties, we set the color and the font family here by clicking on this area, and we chose this set of fonts. Now, the way that web design works with fonts is that you cannot assume that the fonts you're choosing are going to be available on the client's computer. So when people view your web pages, the web pages are being displayed in HTML and code. The code is looking for specific fonts on the client's computer. So when you choose a family instead of a single font, you're saying, well, when you display this page on a client's computer, choose Cambria font. If that's not available, choose Hoffler text, and so on and so forth. And if none of these fonts are available, then choose serif, any serif fonts. And so the families are generally broken down in preferences, list of preferences of fonts in serif and sans serif styles. You can add web fonts in Dreamweaver, and this has been available since last year's Creative Cloud version came out, 2014. If you click on Manage Fonts, you have Adobe Edge web fonts available to you. These are a library of web fonts that are made available to you. Just keep in mind that these are not previewed in design view. You have to actually switch to live view to see them. But just to give you an example of how that works, if I was to choose, say, this Aquafina script, very fancy script style, and click Done, now I've added that to my family, so I have to select that web font. I would click on this again, and there I would see Aquafina script. Click on that. But in order for me to really see that font, I would have to actually switch to live view. And now you see that font, how that font's going to look once it's displayed on the web. So if you want to look for some, more exotic types of fonts, feel free to do that. I'm going to switch back, however, to the standard font that I had chosen already. And so to get rid of these rules, I'm going to click on the little trash can. That gets rid of the rule. And once again, I'm going to choose my sans serif Cambria family. I also want to style. So if I choose this font, I also want to style my main body and my footer with a similar serif font. And so to do that, there are actually two ways to do that. I could go to the rule for the main content, like so, click on main content, choose text, and then simply go to font family and do the same as I did with the heading 1 text and switch it like so. And then I could do the same for the footer. Or if I intend to use this same font throughout my website, I can do something a little bit different. So I'm going to actually get rid of that rule for the main content. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to close the CSS Design panel, position my cursor at the beginning of the text in my main content area, go to Insert, and choose Paragraph. And when I choose Paragraph, what that does, you'll see down here, is it puts a P tag in front of that block of text and creates a block within the P tags. So I can do the same for the footer by simply positioning the cursor in front of my copyright symbol, and going to Insert and choosing P. And so now that I have both my footer and my main body content within P tags, now I can create a rule for P or paragraph rule that will style all of the text in my site that is within P tags. And to do that, I once again go to open my CSS designer. And this time I don't have anything to select, so I'm literally just going to click plus. Now it says footer P, so it's going to try and style the P tag or the paragraph within the footer element. But if I just get rid of this, I've just got P left alone, and I hit return, I'm now going to be styling my paragraphs throughout the entire site. And so now when I go to the text properties for P and I set the font family to Cambria, you can see that all of the text on my page changes. Anything within the P tag will change and be styled to the font that I have selected.